Hi everyone, my name is Melcha, and guess what? We have another DK Pass video coming right at ya. There's been a lot of new developments in DK Pass, specifically, and it's almost unrecognizable from a month ago when the game released, so I'm just going to go over a couple laps here with some strategies you can go over. Talking, I can't even focus on the boost. And yeah, we're going to go over it. I'm going to teach you how to do it every step of the way, and let's get right into it. First, I'm going to go over some pretty fast strats here. I say fast, but that was actually a slow version of the strat. This is sort of the lines that you want to go for if you're going for like a really good PB or a world record, something like that. Have better handling and not hit that wall. You're going for world record, but there you have it. I normally go for sort of shroom cuts in my videos. I focus on mists, not item shortcuts, but excuse me. I'm dying there for a second, but next we're sort of going over some intermediate strats. So if you're just sort of learning this stage for the first time, you can implement these and still go pretty fast. And after that, we're just going to go over the total beginner strats here. Not beginner, but sort of strats you can go for if you're just getting your feet wet. I will say, I'm going for sort of the pool strategies. Pool analogies, where none of these sort of tricks are deep end tricks. Like, these are, I'm not going to say easy tricks, but sort of middle of the pool tricks, if you will, with regards to difficulty. And this next lap I'm going to go for is just, you're going for this course for the first time you're learning it, just essentially just take the turns pretty easily. There is one important trick for lobby here I think is pretty crucial, all things considered. Don't want to fall off the edge there, in fact, but actually gonna go as if I were playing lobby, essentially, just go for that. I should have went for this trick before, so I'm gonna do this a couple times, in fact. This is one thing you can do if you have a shroom or something. Then otherwise, complete beginner strat. I'm not going to go over the beginner strats in this video, I'm just going to show them because it's really just following the road. And of course, this is sort of the normal strat that you would take if you're playing the course normally, so to speak. Let's go over the medium strats, the intermediate strats, the middle of the pool strats as it were, and we're going to go from there. So I would say, these are some strats. The first strat particularly, you want to go for every single time. You want to go for every single time in time trials if you're under a certain time threshold and you want to get into the level. But this one in particular, you just want to go off of this in Trek, right? Pretty easy. The thing that is not easy is going for this in lobby. Particularly, like, God forbid you're actually doing this in a 24-man worldwide. Because if you're going for this trick in a worldwide, you're probably going to get sort of owned by items. So I actually don't go for this very often, even though the CPUs go for it funny enough. In lobby, like, seriously, try it out. Don't go for this trick even though it's so tempting. Go around and just see how many people respawn because they fell off. Just look at it. I don't even think it's their fault specifically, I just think it's so easy to fall off there. So I would say this is a pretty risky strat if you want to go for it. I think this strat that we're going to learn pretty much last is actually a lot more consistent and faster than this strat. So cool. So, sort of intermediate strat, you sort of go over here, So this next shot, you want to charge your charge jump and just charge it right here. And well, not over here. Let me take that turn actually better than I did. Okay, so right, so we're charging up here, get a rainbow mini turbo, sort of align with this pull over here, jump jump. Here in particular, you actually want to don't do anything once you come off this wrench for a bit, and down trick. Once you get, you know, a good amount off of it, and go back onto this portion of the rail, essentially. So good. Those are the sort of strats there. One thing I want to call out is you want to get the boost from this panel and then immediately go down to be faster. Hit the off-road here for a little bit, actually shorter than I had done it there. And try to bonk into this place there. I didn't bonk into it there, but try to follow my line here for the advanced strat. Sort of hold your charge boost and get an orange mini turbo here. Grab these coins and then go into here. Let's sort of see what this trick looks like. This is one way that you can fail it, essentially. But this trick has a lot of degrees of freedom as well, so it's another way to fail it. Usually I don't fail this trick. I think this trick is pretty consistent. Watch as as soon as I say that, it just becomes not consistent for some reason, but wow. Okay, so I was doing it before. Usually do not have trouble with this trick. So let's go ahead and yeah, this is a really good sort of example of this trick. So aim for this white portion here, and trick off like that, and onto that pool. In any event, let's go ahead and sort of go over this trick and see what the best way to approach it is. I'm actually going to restart because I find the coins are a good... I think the biggest thing that was throwing me off actually was the lack of coins. So I usually have coins there. At least in worldwide. So when you're lining up for this trick, the most important thing, like you can take this from a lot of angles, but try to like go into that coin essentially, like drift into this coin, into this portion, and release your mini turbo pretty much as soon as you can. As soon as you're aligned, I should say. It's very important that you're aligned, because if you're like, if you release it like way too late, like over here, you're not going to be aligned properly essentially. You're not going to get onto the wall. So you don't want to release it too late. You want to release it when you touch the coin really. Around the coin. If you release it too early like this, well, this is actually, you know, where you want to release it. So then you sort of get onto that rail, which you don't want. Okay, so what else? We're going to go back and we're going to fail that mini turbo essentially. But this is sort of the world record line. I sort of going over here and tricking here. Now, the best sort of thing that you want to do here, there are no sort of black lines in the pavement that I can teach off of. I want to sort of go in this. Let's see if I can actually take a picture. So, first of all, this is a pretty good visual indicator. You want to try to attach to this wall well before this green line. If you're even close to this green line, it's not looking good. So that's one thing. And you sort of want to see how I'm sort of zooming into this wall. You want to attach to this wall at a very sharp angle, let's say, so that you're sort of almost parallel to it once you trick onto it. There are a lot of different ways to do this, however. you're going to have to just sort of throw yourself at this trick a bunch of times in order to sort of make yourself get the good alignment here. So let's see what that looks like, because I don't really like giving advice where it's like, oh, just do the trick a million times. Draw the rest of the gallery, right? No. Not what we do. So when we're here and we have the mini turbo released, a couple things are going to happen. You're going to be in your charge jump animation, and in this charge jump animation, you actually have a good amount of time to actually align, essentially. I had a lot of time there to align because I had accidentally touched the off-road. Which you don't want to do. Well, you don't want to do. If you touch the off-road by accident, it's actually easier to align yourself. But this is one of the keys to getting this trick consistently. Align yourself while in the charge jump. Don't just rely on the actual sort of mini turbo to align yourself, or else you're not going to sort of do it correctly. I'm not getting this trick today. What's going on? I have to stop recording? What's the point? That's not good. Okay. I hate to use the word vibes, but this is sort of vibe space as well, where I sort of, like, I know where I have to get onto the wall, and you have to get there in a very particular angle, right? It's hard to explain. Better than I explained before. In any event, you know, again, this is, you know, a middle end trick. It's not a deep end trick, it's a middle end trick, despite how much time I'm failing it. But it's important to go for this trick because it's very fast. Very, very, very fast. Other annoying thing, well anyways, here I can actually sort of show weirdly, but you want to release from the wall at a particular point, essentially. I want to see if I can show you how to do it though. Now this wall can be finicky sometimes, I don't know why I'm not getting it. Well, I know why I'm not getting it, it's just... I'm not here to tell you that was, like, this is an easy trick or something. You could get this just played out normally, essentially. This is a hard trick. It is consistent. I would say, you know, on a scale from 1 to 10, this is like a 7 trick, essentially. It's watching me fail it a billion times. Again, like, I swear, I don't have that much trouble with this trick. It's just, today when I'm actually making a tutorial, it's not working out for me. For whatever reason. I think it's, again, just because of the coins, I don't know. I think one of the best setups that I have is... Jeez, my voice is getting kind of sore here, but... Sort of align your mini turbo to the right, flick left for a bit, and then go left, and then go neutral stick onto the wall. I think that's sort of the best thing to do, now that I'm sort of describing what I'm doing. But okay, let's actually not have ADHD and take a picture of this wall for a second. Kinda hard to tell, but you can kind of see on this wall where I tend to let go. Like, I'm off the wall here already. This was a really good line that I took, so you want to let go of the wall around here. Here is a little... This is the one where I failed and I held onto the wall for too long, so I think this sort of white portion of the wall, if you can look for it, might be pretty good to look for. The biggest thing about this particular one is height, right? Because if you... It's one of those things where you're playing chicken with the actual stage itself. Because, I just cracked my knuckles there. Wonder if that picked up on the mic, but yeah. This, like, sure, when you're learning the trick for the first time, you want to get, like, a bunch of height, like, as much height as you can, just to see if you can get it. But as you learn this trick, you want to bring the amount of height that you get down and down and down. Like, almost to the point where you're touching this rail up here. Where you're just like barely skirting this rail. Cool, so what happens, you know, we've talked about that sort of portion of the trick enough. What happens when you're, you know, sort of good at this trick and you want to, that was an awesome sort of attempt, I suppose. That's a pretty decent one. So once you're over here, this is where a couple things can happen. You just kind of hope that you don't get hit by a snowball. If you think you're going to get hit by a snowball, just play it out normally and just go the rest of the track. However, what you need to do just to go actually fast, or else you lose a bunch of time, is head off the road here. But you want to head off the road in a very particular spot, hopefully with more speed than I have, and trick off like this. You actually want to go over here. So, great news is, it's almost like they designed this course such that, you can actually look through the stage there, interesting. This white spot on the actual course here is your golden ticket. If you aim for this white spot, you're not dying no matter what, even though this looks like a scary track. And it's very visible, like you can see it very clearly from there. Again, it's almost like Nintendo designed this as a visual cue, which they probably didn't, but I think it's interesting. So that's what you want to do. And then just hang on to there for a little bit and trick off. So with all that out of the way, let's see if we can actually get a good example of the trick once more. Like I did it first try, I don't know why I was failing the trick so much. Like that's a good attempt right there. Just go like that. And of course we do have this last portion of the trick. Let's see if we can get a... That's never happened before, but... Look, I've gone over this particular trick so many times, and I'm actually going to link another video where I explain it in more depth, just because I must be the person who's made too many videos about this tree cut here, but short, you want to jump over here, so let me actually do this with a good amount of speed and not slow. But essentially what you want to do is trick sort of right before that block line, click on this tree, and then just spam left tricks and go onto this off-road. With the trick there being sort of, you want a neutral trick onto the tree and onto the rail as much as you can, in order to drop your height. Again, I sort of made a bunch of videos about this particular trick, so that's why I'm not going over it in too much depth, but it's what it is, and that's what I have to say about this course. Shoutouts to my third video on this subject, but any questions, leave them in the comments below, and thanks as always for watching. Like and subscribe for more Mario Kart content.